Hello everybody and welcome to the club. What we're going to do here is focus on Illustrator in conjunction with After Effects and create a Mixmaster logo. It's going to be a hand-drawn look and it could be suitable for a show, maybe a club show or something like that. Now this picture of a club, of course, I got from Google, so we can't use this picture, folks. I just want to throw a club in there real fast. And I'm way too old to go to a club at this point in my life, so I wasn't going to a club to take a picture. So we started off inside of Photoshop and we're going to create a sketch. We're going to come up with some concepts that might work, like these letters here that we're going to trace manually. I have a disk here that might fit in, like maybe you want to create a record. By the way, I just want to say that if you don't have Illustrator, don't worry, I'm going to have the outlines that we're going to have in Illustrator for you guys in the Mixmaster folder. Speaking of which, this is exactly what you're going to have, except for the sketch, right? So you guys are going to get these two parts of the artwork. So you're going to have the letters here, and you're going to have this part here as well for the background, right? And they're going to be in two separate documents. Now, once we have our tracing, I'm going to talk about how we can also create something called a compound path, which deals with the hole that we have in letters. See, if we don't create a compound path, which I'll show you later on in this section, we won't be able to bring that in and have that hole punch out. For example, right there. So we can see through that hole. After that, we're going to import the line artwork into Illustrator. We're going to turn these guys into 2D vector layers that we can extrude if we want to. So if you want to see this from a 3D point of view, you'll be able to do that just fine. So I'm going to put this on 3D mode, and I'll change my renderer back to the Ray Trace 3D, and you'll actually have extrusion in here. All right, so we'll talk about that. So if you want to have it extruded, so you have a 3D effect for your final result like this, you'll be able to have that as well. So if I go back to the, of course, custom view of active camera, we're going to look at it head on. So if you want to do that, you can rotate it. As you can see here now, because the Ray Trace 3D is on, I can actually see the extrusion. It makes it look a lot more alive, and it makes it pop. Then what we're going to do is talk about how we can animate a light and the intensity of that light to create a strobe effect. So by the time we're done, we're going to have a really cool looking logo that's going to flash off or on. Now, we're going to start off with the sketch. And don't forget, guys, once again, if you don't have the Illustrator application, I'm going to have these outlines for you in that folder so you can follow along. So let's go ahead and get started and create the Mixmaster logo.